Well, it's been a few days since you've seen this on your screens, and we're just letting you know that there is snow returning to the forecast early next week. This will start for Monday morning all the way through Tuesday. This is for South Central more specifically. But if we do manage to get 5.2 inches of snow, then that will push Anchorage to the snowiest January on record. So we'll see how that plays out. But I just want to give you a look at the satellite and radar. So this is currently, but this is that big moisture band that we're paying attention to. Now, this moisture band is actually reaching as far south as near Hawaii. So it's dragging up lots of moisture, and that's what we're looking ahead to. This storm system is what's bringing in more of that snow for Monday. Now, as we look at our jet stream forecast, this high pressure across the state, you can see it's starting to disband just a little bit. And as that weakens and starts to stretch out, this low pressure from the south is bringing up that moisture. And so the jet stream is bringing up more of that air, and it's also intermingling with this low pressure system up to the north. As those play out, you see most of the state is now covered with low pressure. So this is where we're seeing more of the snowy weather moving in for areas like Southwest Alaska, more specifically for South Central, and even Southeast. We'll see a return in some wet weather for Monday and into next week. So as we look ahead, this is for the overnight hours tonight and into Sunday morning. Southwest Alaska and the Bristol Bay area, you may wake up to some ice on the ground, some light glaze. That's due to some freezing rain likely to happen overnight tonight. So brace for some of that moving through your area. Kodiak is still going to be a little bit wet tonight with freezing rain and some of that snow, but more of that wet weather is returning to southeast Alaska by tomorrow afternoon and especially into Monday. So you see where that snow begins to push into the panhandle. That's mostly for the overnight hours for Sunday, but then as temperatures warm for Monday and even into Tuesday, that will all turn to rain. And then South Central will see their chance of some of that snow pushing through for Monday, and that will last all the way through Tuesday and even possibly linger in just a little bit for Wednesday as well. Then we've got the second band that we'll start to monitor a little bit more as Sunday and even Monday begins to approach. But across the state right now, relatively calm conditions in terms of wind. All of this wind is really stationed over the Aleutian chain, and you can brace for more of this wind in your area along the Aleutians all the way through this upcoming week as well. Gusts up to 54 miles per hour into Cold Bay, but gusts up to 60 miles per hour are likely for Monday as well. So for this snowfall that we're expecting in South Central, right now we're expecting about 4 to 6 inches. But of course, a lot of model data has been teeter-tottering on if that's actually going to be the case. So by tomorrow, we'll have a little bit more of a definite answer for you as to how much snow you can expect. But for right now, think about 4 to 6 inches. But for southeast Alaska, you're welcoming in more of that wet weather. Now, you might not be, but your region certainly is. So we're getting more of this rain by tomorrow afternoon, staying mostly dry for areas like Skagway and Haines, but some of that wintry mix is pushing into the more southern portion of the panhandle. But for the interior, relatively dry, but these cold temperatures are returning. Monday's going to be the coldest day for you next week, and all across next week, that's whenever you're going to start to dip back more so into the negatives as opposed to these above zero temperatures. Now, for the North Slope, cold temperatures are also returning, and it's funny because these temperatures that we're seeing right here are actually what a lot of states in the lower 48 are experiencing right now, even though this is just a typical Sunday for the North Slope. But for Western Alaska, completely sunny skies, mostly sunny skies are going to continue through Sunday, but this cold air is going to move in by next week as well. So brace for some negative temperatures heading your way. But in the meantime, to close out your weekend, mostly sunny skies. Now the Aleutians staying very wet. Just some light rain is expected across the chain with gusts up to 45 miles per hour in Cold Bay, but just breezy conditions for the other islands. Now for South Central, you're going to stay mostly sunny for the morning hours, and then in the afternoon, that's when you'll see more skies like this, partly sunny into transitioning into those mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are still staying at their normal for this time of year, which is great. But then, again, we're going to see more of that snow rolling in mostly for Monday morning, so expect that. But again, enjoy those mostly sunny skies for your Sunday morning. And that first alert day is for Monday, just for that change in the forecast that's ahead for you. But these temperatures are going to warm up just a little bit more by the middle of next week.